Yes, it's official. If you are a mortgage buyer and you're looking to buy a property that is not yet finished in Tilal Al Ghaf, so we call that an off-plan property because it is not yet handed over to the owner, you can now buy even as a mortgage buyer. Now, there are a couple of conditions, but this is the first time in history, and I've lived here 13 years, and I have never seen this for a developer, that you can basically, as a mortgage buyer, get on the ladder and buy one of these properties before they're even handed over. There's a couple of conditions, and in order for you to understand if you are going to qualify for that, which a lot of you will, then you need to look at my details below, press this link, get in touch with me, make sure your phone number and your email are on there because I only get in touch with those people that fill in and put in both those details, and then we can go ahead and buy your property right now today. So for those of you watching thinking, why is this exciting? What's this all about? Let me go into it. So basically, if you are looking to buy a house today and the ready properties are, already much higher in price, or perhaps you're looking for a phase, so in Tilal Al Ghaf, we have the new Aura Twin Villas coming, we have Harmony 2, we have Harmony 3, and we also have, Elysian Mansions, and you haven't got the full amount of cash to put down, and you don't want to be a cash buyer. You may just choose you don't want to have be a cash buyer and you want to use the leverage of the bank. Well, up until today, you couldn't do that using the bank because those particular units I have just mentioned are still not handed over. So we're talking about not handed over property. There are handed over properties in Tilal Al Ghaf, which of course you can already buy with a mortgage. We're not stopping you. But up until today, you couldn't buy these other properties on future phases that potentially are what you want for whatever your family reasons are. But I'm just saying that door has now opened, and yes, you can. So for those of you watching this video and you don't know what Tilal Al Ghaf is and you don't know why you can't buy a mortgage overseas, let me go into a little bit more information about that. So basically, Tilal Al Ghaf is a community here in Dubai where I personally have also bought a property, and my property price has doubled in 9 months, and it is not even a finished property yet. So the appreciations that owners have made on the properties since launch day and today, some people have made over 150% appreciation in their property prices. Can you imagine? And it just keeps going. It keeps going. Now, why Tilal Al Ghaf? What's so special about this community? And I don't want this video to be just about Tilal Al Ghaf, but really the why I chose the community was for a few reasons. Firstly, I love the developer Maids. I've bought and owned with them in Oman, so I have a personal experience. No one else had actually seen Maids with properties here in Dubai because this is their first project. It's their signature project. So I already knew they were good because I've bought it, owned it, lived in it and sold it for 6 years in Oman. Secondly, it has a lagoon and a beach. And of course, anything like golf course, lagoon and beach or oceanfront are always going to command more money as a community. And then thirdly is the school, the RGS, the Royal Grammar School of Guildford, Surrey from the UK. This school is just literally one of the top 3 schools in Dubai, alongside King's, Barsha and Nord Anglia. And it is just going from strength to strength, and everybody wants their children in this school. And as the traffic has got worse here in Dubai, people don't even want to get in their cars for the school run, the 45 minute to 1 hour school run either way. So people are desperate to get inside Tilal Al Ghaf, to live here, so that you don't have to get the car out. You can actually walk the children to school. As they get older, they can cycle. So that's why Tilal Al Ghaf. Now, in terms of the mortgage setup and why is this such big news? Well, predominantly, just imagine 85% of those people who live here and who buy property, in fact it's a higher percentage, but of those living in Dubai, 85% of us are expatriates. That means we are not Emirati, we are not from this country, okay? So we're already coming from another country, and most of us have come here, and when we arrived or before we arrived, we are a non-resident, okay? So the banks in the UAE up until now, well, actually they have been doing it for a couple of years. You can borrow money from banks as a non-resident, but it's been very, very limited. So that's also something where people have wanted a certain home, they haven't got all the cash, they've had to buy a property on launch, or they're potentially looking at availing of a non-resident mortgage, which of course is way less than a resident mortgage, because if you think about it, the banks are having to take a bet on you. They're having to take a risk on you. You don't live here yet, you don't have any assets here, you know, you could disappear tomorrow on a plane. So that's a massive risk for a bank to look at to any business to look at. So that is why they're a lot more cautious with non-resident leverage. So for those of you sitting overseas, there's more and more of you that are wanting to move here and buy property in Dubai, and you want to buy on day one with a mortgage because in your minds, you come from a country or a part of the world where everybody can borrow from the bank. But it doesn't mean just because you come from a country that does that, you're moving to the UAE where we do the same. We are not the same regional country or government as you are coming from. So things are different. And thankfully, that's why we all live here and why you're coming here, because things thankfully are very different and it's a great place to live. But there are certain things that are different. So if you're a non-resident and you want to buy a property and you haven't got the cash, you basically have got two options. You've either got the option to buy a property on launch day because it's on gradual payments over the years with no interest, or you can buy a property but you have to be a cash buyer in full, or you could buy it with crypto. So, you know, you can buy properties off plan as well that are not ready yet as a non-resident, but you have to be a cash buyer. So this just opens the door more for those of you looking that potentially are non-residents. You also potentially want to have a non-resident mortgage, and now you can potentially buy a property that's not even ready yet in Tilal Al Ghaf with a non-residence mortgage. Now, I am not confirming or guaranteeing that, especially if you're a non-resident, you can avail of this particular new, shall we say, ability to buy a property off plan in Tilal Al Ghaf, but it's certainly worth us having a chat about what I can help you do. And if there is a way, I will find a way, to help you and avail of the property that you want. And you never know, we could be neighbors because I'm going to be moving into Tilal Al Ghaf. So thank you so much for watching. Remember, click the link below, fill it out properly. If you don't fill it out with your number and your email, it's not going to come through to me, so I won't know you. And I'm here to help you, and we can get going and block you that unit even today, because you know this news is going to get out. Prices are going to start going up because owners will realize that, well, we can even sell it off plan, it's not ready yet, and so prices are going to keep going up. So getting quick, very excited to help you. Thank you so much for watching this video and other videos. You can of course search other videos about this community and other villas and buying here in real estate in Dubai, and of course get in touch with me and I'll help you immediately. Thank you so much. Take care.